And here to present the award is one of his former coaches. He's achieved so much success on his own as a college coach and coach in the community, Keith Tabatsky. Keith?
Need the mic. Okay. Yeah, so first of all, this is just awesome, having this event, and to be a part of the very first one. I feel really honored and privileged. Sports is indeed such a great thing, and amongst other things, if we didn't have sports, I think I'd be unemployed. So that's one of the selfish reasons that I think sports is so good, because I really don't know anything else but soccer in my way. Now, I sometimes start the talks by saying I'll keep it short, but then I just keep thinking people are thinking about what I'm looking like, and my physical stature and everything. So first of all, does everyone see me? Okay, perfect. All right. I'll tell you what, there's few things as a coach more gratifying than being able to be a part of an honor of somebody that's one of your former players. To be honest, I cannot take very much credit at all for Bruce's success, as a player. I coached him when he was about 12, 13 years old, a scrawny little kid. He's much different right now. And I was just starting out as a coach as well. Bruce often says that he's really surprised that I continued in coaching after coaching him back then, because as many talented athletes do, they do try to push the coach's envelope, quite a bit, and Bruce was one of those. But I ended up having youth teams in Montgomery County. My first coaching actually was in Montgomery County with Montgomery Rec and MSI, and then at BCC High School, and we did win a state title one time as well. But we played against the Montgomery United teams, which were one of the best teams in the country, youth soccer teams that were coached by Bruce's dad, Gordon Murray, and by the late legendary John Kerr Sr. And as a coach of the team going against them, I had to try to figure out, how am I going to stop Bruce Murray from scoring against us? And his partner, John Kerr Jr., which was probably the best partnership of any youth club there ever was up top. And it made a big effect, actually, on my coaching career, Bruce, in a way that you probably don't know. No, I did not become a better defensive coach, because I actually figured out that I could not stop him. I just became an offensive coach and decided we have to score more goals than the other team. And I actually became known for that a little bit in my time at Georgetown, because we were in the same thing. We weren't as good as the other teams. We had to outscore them. Defending was not part of me as a coach, and interestingly, it was never part of Bruce as a player either. As you see, all the things were on the forward side. But I'll tell you what, watching Bruce play was great. You often say, as a players often say that coaches inspire them, but you also need to know that players can inspire coaches. And when you were starting out in your part of youth development and the Olympic development program, when I was first with you, I was starting out as a coach, and you're an example of somebody that also inspired me as the days went on. I also really got inspired by Bruce when he stopped playing and he became a coach, and we actually had the fantastic experience of coaching together with McLean Soccer Club for a few years, and what Bruce does to continue promoting the sport and continue exciting players in the sport is great. But he also does it with a professionalism and a humility as well. And it's interesting, because one time I was on the bench with him in a game with McLean. He's playing some team, and the coach on the other team is actually, I think I'll just say, he's a jerk, okay? And he's yelling at the ref at every single play. And Bruce gets up and he says something to the ref, like, "Are you going to be listening to this guy the whole time?" or sort of thing. And the guy turns to Bruce and says, "Yeah, like you've ever played the game." And he obviously didn't know who Bruce was. And Bruce looks at me like, and I said, "Bruce, never get into an argument with a fool. He will pull you to his level and beat you with experience." And this guy was definitely a fool, right, to not know who Bruce Murray was, right? And Dave just went through, all the highlights, with Bruce. He also played in England. He played for Millwall, and if I'm right, you scored 6 minutes into your opening game, in the English Professional League as well. But Bruce continues to, be an impact on our youth, and I know he inspired youth. I know at McLean you certainly did, and your coaching here in Montgomery County as well. And I can't tell you, what an honor it is to be able to be here and be a part of this tonight, Bruce. And I congratulate you and wish you the best. And I just keep on doing what you're doing, because I know the sport of soccer will keep on growing and growing with you. Bruce Marty.
We're kind of the bookends.
Bruce is really 6'9", that's all.
Used to be.
Right here, please.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the committee, Joe, Trish, and everything that you're doing. And when I found out that this was going to be the Hall of Fame I was inducted to, I told my wife, like, oh my God, who's going in? And she started naming the names, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. But I'm a lifelong resident of Montgomery County. And I've lived here, I've had houses here, I have children here, I have 5 children. So Dominic Dawes has started something. Come on up, guys. Remy, Callum, come on. Hey, okay, go see mom. Oh, she's fine.
Dominic Dawes, give me
Yeah, no. I'm going to keep it short tonight because we've got the Tooth Fairy coming tonight. So we got that. Anybody know what the Tooth Fairy pays these days? But is it? Okay. Great. So, one question I really have for the committee and Trish, and just want to know, with all the technology we have, we can't get rid of the mullet in these pictures? No?
I like the mullet.
No, my God, yeah. So is it Ricky, Billy Ray Cyrus now? He's
yeah.
popular again. So maybe it'll come back, who knows? But until then, I'm doomed because every picture has a mullet in it. But no, I want to touch on something Ike said about sacrifice. My mom and dad came here from Scotland. My dad came here with nothing, zero. I think he said when he got to JFK, he had his golf clubs and he stepped to touch the door and the door opened up. I've never seen an automatic door, and he fell out, and his first experience in New York was golf clubs all over the parking lot at the airport. So, but my dad was a golf pro here in Montgomery County, Bretton Woods, which is a little bit out past Potomac. Used to be called Germantown, but I think now it's North Potomac. But yeah, so my yeah, I guess that's for yeah. So. But he had a very complicated job as a golf pro, young golf pro from Scotland, a very IMF World Bank clientele crowd. It's a wonderful membership, but it can be a difficult membership at times. I can't tell you a weekend or a day where my dad wasn't in practice or at our games. And I think we talked about that earlier about family. I have a family of 5 and 4. And, for him to be able to get to all these games, I mean, what does a golf pro do on the weekend? He teaches, right? So my dad is the greatest, salesman of all time, I guess, or he was the greatest dad in terms of what kind of dad he was. So, that's important to me, is the fact that it is about family. And, again, this is the Hall of Fame that means more to me. I've obviously, like all of our other inductees, been inducted in other places, but this Hall of Fame, I'm a Montgomery County resident, born and bred, and I accept this award on behalf of all my teammates and the people that made it available. But really, I owe you, Montgomery County. I owe you everything. I owe Churchill. I owe a vice principal who wouldn't let me quit when I didn't really care about school as much as I should have, or I never would have gone to college and these opportunities. But Montgomery County is they kind of put their hands together and made it all happen. There's no question that, you know, whenever I would go anywhere in the world, I mean, I've been to 44 countries, I've lived in a number of countries, Montgomery County was always on my mind. I've got friends that I grew up with over here. I want to recognize Julian and you never get away from Montgomery County. You always come back to Montgomery County. You always, your heart's here. It's what means the most to you in your life, and you know, just being a resident of this county. And I will give back. I will continue to give back because you guys gave me everything I have, and you gave a first-generation family from Europe with no money, nothing to, you know, no nickels to rub together. 3 boys who went to college. Nobody had ever gone to college in my family. You know, we had 3 very successful. You know, my older brother Sterling. Take a quick bow. Yeah. Sterling's kind of U.S. Marshal, I guess at Interpol, and does all this stuff, and like does a lot of stuff that he doesn't tell us about. So, and I got Cameron, who's a entrepreneur, and I got myself, who got soccer and made it a career. Okay, but Montgomery County made all that happen, right? We worked, we fought, we battled on the field, right? But Montgomery County gave us that platform, and you know, as long as I'll take a breath, I will be working for Montgomery County in the sports fields, as you know, volunteering, doing whatever I need to do, because this is where I grew up, and I am Montgomery County. Thank you very much.
And again, because of this Montgomery County lad, we qualified for the 1990 World Cup, and we have Major League Soccer, we have the Washington Spirit who playing boys about to sell out Audi Field again tomorrow when they play the Brain FC. It must be a great sense of pride because you guys were the forerunners to what's happening right now.
Well, it's incredible. My older brother Sterling, the U.S. Marshal, was on the very first MSI team in 1991. He was one of the first 7 teams in the first league. I mean, it's all tied in. I mean, it's an amazing county. Absolute sense of pride, and I know my brother does too. He obviously played in the league.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Who's Murray?